Yeah, he can't say that. Hey, yo, it's Brad and Daniel. It's the Gas Bros. It's a Thursday night special because Daniel doesn't realise this is his job and he's got himself booked for a Friday night. We are joined this week by a very special guest. I'd like to say probably a Cooby goat. Probably as a Hall of Famer for sure for Kubler. He was a captain. God, so many accolades. Premiership player now, and it's a pleasure to have him on, Daniel. And we call him Ace, but his name is Adrian. Welcome.
Thank you, Brad. Thank you, Dan. I don't know about goat, man, but fuck, that word's thrown around too much these days. But I'll take it, man. I'll take it.
No, it's well deserved. You've put in a lot of effort down there at Cooby, man, and sort of like you and the rest of the boys, like Ty and all that, sort of like you dug Cooby out of the trenches, man, and it's good to see.
Yeah, for sure. I think I come there when, I don't know if it was in the best place, one team, low level.
No.
The skill has definitely risen over my, 8 years.
Have you been there 8 years?
It will be my 8th year next year, yeah.
Oh, so you were 2015, the year after I coached. So I must have met you. I must have met you 2014 because I was thinking about it today. It was the Spring Cup, and I remember saying to Ricky, I said we need to get this young bloke down here, eh? And you were a bit tentative. I think you played like maybe 1 or 2 Spring Cups that year, but then you finally, I think Ty finally got you down there, and it's just blossomed ever since.
He had been asking me for a while, and I wasn't playing footy at all. I wasn't doing anything, man. And he asked me. We went and watched him a couple of times at Tempest Park, and I don't even know where the fuck that was at the time. And I remember thinking, because he was dominating, and there was a few boys that were doing all right, but I was like, yeah, fuck it. I love Tyron, so get crack, and the rest is history, man.
The rest is history. I've got an important question that probably comes from a lot of the boys from the 2013 era. 10 years next year for the 2013 Grand Final. Is there any big plans for a reunion?
I haven't heard anything yet. We at our AGM. The list is ever growing, but I definitely think you guys should set something up. I think the club will definitely get around you, host something. I don't know. We've had a few
little small chats about it. I think a few of the boys. I don't know if you remember. Do you remember Ross Batani?
Oh yes, I do.
Yeah. So he I think he hit me up a couple of weeks ago. What are we doing? Like in terms of, I don't know, man. Like I haven't been around the footy club for a bit.
Yeah,
but
fucking let's get something going for you.
Was that win up in Osborne Park, eh?
Yeah. You were there, Daniel. Yeah,
yeah, that's right. Wet weather, fucking close game. That was awesome.
Absolutely. Well, it wasn't for me. It was nerve-wracking as anything.
No, that's awesome that you've got that. I've heard the story. Something happened. Something. Maybe that was a different game.
Yeah, Gary always doing something.
Sure.
But it's good. It's good to have you on because there's something I wanted to talk about. Because we've talked about the Saints and everything that's happened with them off season. But only because my brother and my dad are mad St Kilda supporters. But we haven't really touched on what happened with Essendon this year. And it's good. It'll be a good change of pace to have talk about some footy to start off with. And you being an Essendon supporter, so perfect timing.
Yeah.
How did you feel about the Rutten sacking?
Yeah, fuck him off, I say. I say, blow the fucking place up and restart. I'm fucking over.
Yeah, no, it's been it's a sort of like Daniel being a Carlton member as well. You sort of just get so frustrated because they pushed Collingwood to they should have just, if he had just slotted that, they would have beaten Collingwood this year. They would have had some big wins, And
they were good this year, Carlton were. I think they were better than Collingwood, but They choked and they choked hard. Sorry, man.
Yeah. No, it's an all-time joke.
Yes.
Oh man, Ace, if you had seen the I think the messages for that whole game, man, fuck. You think I'm bad with rage? This bloke is fucking terrible.
I stopped watching, and then they came back, so I'm like, oh, I'll start watching.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
I was fuming.
Crazy what a game of football does. Just watching it.
It's not like it's just the decade of depression that really did it in.
We've been shit for so long, and every time we look on paper, we're amazing. Kind of like Carlton now.
Yeah.
And then just another year. First game, lose by 50. Yep. All right, here we go again.
23 more weeks of this.
I'm over.
Hey, but if anything is to go by, like Carlton, is a good model. So they went in and they got Michael Voss, and he brought in this like the hardness and like the toughness back into Carlton, and they were playing like just an outstanding brand of footy. And now Essendon have done the same with like I like Brad Scott. The Scott brothers are fucking smart, man, and they come from that same team, from the same Brisbane team as Michael Voss. So I think you hope that he just comes in there and does like just fucking tears holes into him, just fucking and gets them back going again.
It's almost like also a endurance thing for the season. Like Carlton, like you say, you look at their list and you can put them next to anyone, but some reason they get to that middle part of the bye rounds and then they'll just go on the decline. And with the good teams, that's when they know they start to pick up. Like Geelong this year, Melbourne last year, they just have endurance for a full season where these young guys don't. But Essendon, they have a good core, add a few pieces, and they're right up there.
Yeah, for sure. There's definitely more to it than just fucking playing footy with AFL, obviously. So much behind the scenes that they got to get right. Obviously, they all have different trainings and coaches and programs and all that. Yeah, but it seems to be the same fucking 4 to 6 big clubs that seem to get it right over and over. Geelong, Sydney, Hawks. Well, they're in a bit of decline now, but normally they skip, and then a year or two they'll be good again up top.
That's the same with the Eagles. They'll have a shit couple of rough years, and they'll be right back in it.
Well, there's meant to be a big clock where you're the best, and then you go around and you shit at the bottom. But half of these teams just skip it, and then there's.
You think even just Carlton, Essendon being the oldest, like a couple of the oldest clubs, you think you've got 100+ years of history where they're thereabouts, and this last 2 decades have probably been the leanest period for both clubs.
Yeah, for sure.
But that comes down to like personnel behind the scenes as well. A lot is put on that. Like I don't know, like a lot is put on the coach because they're which is part of the gig, I guess. They're up front. They're the face of the football club, and they only can use what they're given. But obviously, Rutten, he just wasn't up for it. He just couldn't get the best, and some coaches just can't get the best out of their players.
Yeah, it actually looked like they didn't know how to fucking play football. Like they didn't understand their role, and it just wasn't working, man.
Yeah, communication dropped out of somewhere, and then once you lose that, you sort of lose the players and the thing. But man, I'm excited. I'm excited to see what Brad Scott can do a second time round. He's been in the system, he's been out of the system, and hopefully
his record wasn't that bad considering. He actually wasn't that bad of a coach. It's probably a list problem. Like with the coaches seem to take the rap, especially if you're losing. It's easier to sack a coach than to get rid of 10 of your top players and say that's your fault.
What's his name? But big news out of Windy Hill this morning. But was the announcement that Tipper's coming back. So that's a big confirmed big win for them.
Now I'm happy. That just
that electrifying pace and stuff and the change of game things. You're not looking to him to score, the game winner, but he will break a game apart occasionally.
Very simple player. Goalie, maybe not as good. Cyril could do a screamer, Tipper can't. But when they touch the ball, man, it's magic every single time.
Exactly right, and that's what you need.
You could probably ask anyone, they like him. Doesn't matter who you go for. Everyone likes.
Oh, he's exciting, man. He's that rundown tackle of Hoskin Elliott. I seen that today, because of the announcement they put up, like his little snippets. Again, I love seeing it, man. And he's like,
Byron Pickett-esque almost.
Yeah, he's tough. He's tough. But they're like the percentage of when the bomb, he didn't play for most of this year, and when he kicks, it's something like if he kicks a couple of goals, man, they win.
Yeah.
X factor.
He is. No, he is. Like Eddie Betts is the same. Like you need these guys because they put the fear of God into the defenders.
Yeah, especially when now the defenders average they're about 6'2".
And then you have a look.
Little guys just running circles around them.
You have a look. I think Jay Stringer was underutilized,
Injury
which was
as well.
Injury, yeah, underdone as well. But that brings me up to I fought tooth and nail with Ash. He's another bloke from the footy club. For anyone listening, I fought tooth and nail for Drake Stringer for Ultimate Footy, which is something that we haven't talked about on this podcast. But it's I don't know if
Stringer though, when he's at his best, he is the best. He's one of the top 20 guys in AFL when he's playing his best footy.
Oh yeah,
yeah. The
when
problem
he's not. He's not even close.
Yeah, he can win a game off his own boot. That's for sure. Very similar.
He can kick a bag any time. Kick 5 goals when he wants to, and other times he'll go goalless for 3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah. Yeah, I love him, but yeah, he's definitely he's not your number one man, that's for sure. But the X factor, you gotta love him. He's a good player.
Yeah, they got. See, they got what's his name? So they got Tipper down forward, and you got Jake Stringer rolling through there. That young bloke they got, McGrath. No, that young bloke, the new one, and he kicked the bag. Martin. He's one to look out for. See, when you do a lot of Dream Team and this Ultimate Footy that we do and stuff like that, you see these little patterns and
Go to your mum. Sorry, man.
No, they're all good. Daniel,
we all got kids.
We've all got kids, man. I think we said it in the first episode. We've all got kids, so
yeah,
you got to do what you got to do.
Bro, I'll tell his mother to let's tell her she had one job. Kid.
Obviously, congratulations too, by the way, on
Cheers.
your second kid. Are you looking forward to being having a girl?
Yeah, 100%, man. Charlie was ready. We were ready. It's a bit scary. One's hard enough. You know how it is.
Yeah.
And just where I'm at in life, I'm working my ass off, but I'm still trying to stay fit and make footy a priority. But you can't beat having a healthy kid, let alone a little girl, man. So I think it's for the better for sure.
No, I've got 2 of them, man. I wouldn't change it for the world. Absolutely. Hey,
Daddy's little princesses. That's what
exactly. Daniel's got girl. You've got one girl, Daniel?
No, 3 boys, 2 girls, and then a stepdaughter, pretty much.
Yeah,
6 total.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, Blair.
Yeah, but yeah, we got the youngest girl, the newest baby. She's nearly 18 months, I think.
So Daniel's
brutally honest.
She gets treated the best out of all of them.
There's no favourites, apparently.
No,
Daniel's
not at all.
Daniel's starting
I'm grabbing one in the fire and getting out of it.
I feel you, man. I feel you.
Daniel's starting his own mixed soccer team. That's why he's got the van and about 10 kids.
Yeah, I got a basketball team ready to go.
How's basketball going, Ace?
We play Monday and Wednesday nights. Not the best. So they do grading, obviously. Monday, start of the year, they do 2 games, right? And I was like, all right, I'll call up the best, and we beat everyone by 40 points. So they're like, all right, we'll put you in A grade and B grade, and we're just footballers, man. And some of the teams we're versing, we have no chance.
We do. All they do is basketball, and you're doing footy.
Yeah, but it's a different game, man. You can't rely on athletic ability all the time. And some of these, one of them was 6'8", who we versed Monday night, and it was meant to be B grade casual. So,
6'8" in casual.
Yeah. We're trying to like, get it out of his hands, and it's just holding up in the air.
He's just walking down the court, just bouncing it. Boom, boom.
Just talking to the boys because they keep nagging me to get basketball jerseys.
Oh yeah.
I've just been using the indigenous Cooby footy jumper, and then we rock up. We've all got our footy jumpers on, and every time when we're playing, because we obviously foul a lot, they're like, "You just use a footy players," like, you know. But when we beat them and we're wearing footy jumpers, you know, I like it a lot, you know.
So yeah, funny story. Like me and Gaz did that. So we started. So we wanted to like do stuff in the off season as well, and we started like a futsal, so indoor soccer team.
Yeah, fucking hell.
And oh yeah, boy, like I think I cleaned up so many blokes.
Yeah, and the aspect of that's a hard sport, man.
Yeah, so they ended up putting me in goals. Every time I've played soccer, I always end up in goals because just of my footy background. And then
your arms alone being 3 meters wide might help.
Yeah.
Stand there.
I'm short, but I've got long arms.
Yeah.
It reminded me. So what is it? Same year, I think. We had when we worked at Austell Ships, me and Gareth and Gary. We had they had all the different teams. So like your engineers, your Sparkies, your carpenters, and they formed like an Austell Ships soccer league.
Yep.
And what they didn't realise is, so we were the contractors. I worked for United Industries, and we were contracted. So they gave us like a special pass into this. What they didn't realise is our lead welder used to play for Perth Glory. He had now retired.
That's awesome.
And so he bought and what he had done, he had got like 3 or 4 blokes from the state team jobs at United Industries once they had finished up.
Yeah.
And then you add my cousin, Gary, he's athletic, he'll run all day. So he would just run up and down anyway. My cousin, he's very good at soccer, very good defender. And then you add about 3 or 4 state teams with the striker being one from Perth Glory. And we just wiped the floor of Austell Ships. I just stayed in goals because of footy, and I would just kick it as soon as I got the ball, I would just kick it long straight back down there. We were beating them like 10-0 some games.
Run, Gary, run.
Yeah, it was pretty much.
It's meant to be just a bit of fun.
Oh, it wasn't. It wasn't.
It reminds me of someone was like, I could go out and go get all the best players on one team, but I try to give everyone a go, you know. And then on Wednesday night, I played all the best people, and I started on the bench. You ever seen that episode of Simpsons, and they got the tennis court, and then they start recruiting, and then they're Serena Williams versus her sister, and and then Homer's on the bench, and he's not even a part of it anymore. That's
they did. Yeah, that's what it's like. They had another episode like that. Do you remember when they played softball?
No.
And the isotopes. This was early on in The Simpsons. The isotopes, and Mr. Burns bought all the best baseballers, and then
but that was after he hired all the workers and they started winning. So then he hired all the best baseball players.
That's good.
But do you just play in the off season?
Yeah, so literally just footy, and then as soon as footy's done, I get one team going, but I had that many people hit me up, so I've got the 2, and then we normally just shoot around on the weekends. Keeps us all fit, keeps us good.
It's always good to have something after footy. That's why I like the Spring Cup. Gets it going.
I was going to put a team in for Cooby up this year, but it's too much, man.
It gets a bit too much, eh? But
have a game, pay my $10, and
that was the one thing. I did it for the first couple of years, and just trying to get, it better than anyone, Ace. Trying to get black fucking money out of them, and then during the year, and then imagine trying to get money out of them in the off season for a game on a Sunday.
Yeah, I'm losing out every Monday and Wednesday. There's a few boys that send me $10, but I always got to ask,
But with the Spring Cup, that brings me to Daniel's perfect record for his. I think he's got 2 games, 2 goals. Is it Daniel?
Yeah.
And one of the goals comes via Leroy Jetta.
From 50,
Yeah.
going through, and I marked it 1 meter out from the goal line. I stole that goal.
He played Cup with you?
Hey?
He played in the Spring Cup with you?
Yeah. So
A couple games. This was what, like 2012?
2013, I think.
Yeah.
So it was the year, whatever year they had. He was suspended for the year.
Yeah, that's right.
So 2012.
It was through that.
So he said, going to play Spring Cup.
Yeah.
He was tearing it up too. He was just bombing it from 50 every couple minutes.
So this is
anyway.
Yeah, this is like I'm talking there, skinny Leroy, and he would wear a the funniest thing. He'd have a bucket hat on, so he'd wear a bucket hat, trying not to, and then
what
in disguise.
Yeah, trying to play in disguise.
Yeah, he's still kind of.
I'd hear people like I'd be down forward line and it'd be down the back. Is that Leroy Jetta? Nah, bro. I don't know who that is.
Around the year when I played with you guys, when 2014-15, when I played that one.
Yeah.
I think it was the year before that I played with Quinn and Narkle, and he would have just been what? How long? So that's like
he would have been young, man.
Man, this guy, and like I hadn't seen him for a while, and I know his brothers quite well. I'm good. I'm close to Quinn. He's good, but he would have been, I don't know, hadn't seen him for ages, and he had like 20 growth spurts, and then he's out. I'm trying everything I can do just to get a kick. He kicked 10 goals out of full forward.
It's not even
What's
fair.
going on? I didn't even play footy, and obviously the rest.
I think that the first year that that you came and played at Gosnells, man. I don't know if you played this game, but we played like it was half of the Subiaco team, and what's his name? He was playing for him, the dude from the Eagles. Like every time I try and bring up somebody, it slips my mind. But he does all the Flying Ryan, Liam Ryan, and like literally, he jumped on the back of my head with ease.
Yeah, there's levels to this shit for a reason.
But the good thing was, half of them jumped on us for the next game.
Yeah.
So they were running around with their Subiaco shorts, and then we were in our Cooby gear, and they just had Cooby jumpers on. I think we absolutely destroyed whoever we played next. It was great.
We versed Kelmscott this year in the Dreamtime game.
Yeah.
Indigenous round. Raining that day, very physical game. They were just trying to take our heads off the whole time. But anyway, Liam Ryan's brother plays for them. He's fucking small as fuck. He's like, I'd say 5'5". Man, this guy was so hard to catch. Just dodging. It was wet weather. Every time you try to get him, you would fucking fall over or slip. Bullshit.
That was hilarious. Like Cooby's had some good matches with Kelmscott back in the day. One of my first years at Cooby, 2008, we were up against Kelmscott, and they had bloody Winston Abraham from the Dockers.
Yeah.
And like he was just toweling us up, and then we like literally put this guy, Daniel, you know him, Wiz.
Yeah, the Wiz, Andrew.
Yeah, Wiz, Andrew, and he was a skinny little Indigenous fella, and he like he tried to sidestep Wiz, and then I don't know how, but he just sort of like leached onto him and got him, and he just like held onto Winston Abraham because he was a big boy, especially after footy. And he got him holding the ball, and then he sort of just cracked his shit after that. He couldn't believe it. And then Cooby, the league side just come back and dominated.
He's a very competitive guy. Monique's obviously related to him.
Oh, really?
They played mixed netball about 2 years ago. I'd say he's early 50s, maybe late 40s.
Yeah.
And, man, he's playing I don't know the fucking positions for netball, but he still got it, man. He was jumping so high. He was like pushing around.
The dude's centre while there's 20-year-olds running around.
Just dominating everyone. Loved it.
That is hilarious. Man, Spring Cup, it was good times. You always run into some characters. I feel like me Me and Gary, I was just telling Daniel before the podcast that me and Gary tried to double team Quinton Narkle, and I think he kicked 6 on me and 5 on Gary.
No way.
Yeah, and then literally like a month later, Geelong picked him up, man. So
What a fucker, eh?
yeah. Well, you can just picture like, fuck. So how long ago did he get drafted? Maybe 4 years? 4 years ago?
Yeah, I'd say around that. 5.
Yeah. So I was what? No, not 4 years. Might have been 5, 6.
Yeah.
So I was.
I went to Bali with him 3 years ago, and he was in the system. I'd say 5.
Yeah, 5. So I was what, 33?
8.
trying to chase after this. And no one else would man up on him. You know what Spring Cup's like. Everybody wants to play forward. So like me and Gaz march down the back and we're trying to fucking pick him up, man. And he's just like, I think I was starting in front of him and like he was just like blasting past me. He just marketed it anyway. I think by the time he kicked the 6, I was like, all right, Gaz, let's swap, mate.
This kid's taking me to town.
And luckily by then he had leather poisoning, so he slowed down and only kicked 5.
That's cool, man. I like it a lot.
Nah, I do. And it's always good, man. I was like happy that he got drafted. And I reckon they've done the delisted free agency, haven't they?
Yeah, so there's a lot of talk around him, maybe Eagles. His brother, I think, was just trying to pull my leg and said Essendon. Pull my
But
leg.
he, like anyone, like he, I like, see, that's the thing. He's a good player. So anyone else apart from Geelong and maybe like a Richmond, because they've got like the top echelons, but he's a startup. He's like walk straight in.
An AFL player, but Geelong had too much depth. I think they were a bit harsh on him. Like he's getting dropped and he'd kick a goal and have 24 touches, but they obviously see something that they aren't happy with.
Then they didn't have a role for him. I thought that's what it looked like. He didn't have a designated role. He was like a float around sort of player trying to find a spot.
Yeah, for sure. I think he's definitely an inside midfielder.
If you're a bottom 10 team, you should be looking at him for sure. If you're not in that top 8,
he'll get picked up. Hopefully,
they probably they got that rookie draft coming up.
Yeah,
Eagles could use him, eh? That's what I like to.
Well,
they need
right. So
they need depth. They got no depth. He's a character. He's a player they could have add to depth to their midfield.
They need some pace, man.
Does he want to live in Perth though? I don't know.
You would know him.
I'd want Bali, you reckon?
Yeah, you want Bali.
Get him down at Cooby eventually. That's the plan, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
So let's move on from footy. We've got a big weekend of fights coming up. UFC 281, man. It's massive.
Yeah.
Have you
follow fights, Adrian?
I do. I'm a big MMA fan, big boxing fan.
We've spoken a couple of times over the last couple of weeks about all the fights, really.
Yeah, no, it's good to keep up with. It's I always just I don't know if I can say this, illegal live stream it. I don't pay
No,
shit.
yeah.
So do we. We legally.
I cannot remember the last time I purchased a pay-per-view.
I did it for I think the second Whittaker and Adesanya, and then before that it was the Floyd and Pacquiao fight.
Oh yeah, the big ones.
That's a big gap. It's streaming all the time.
Yeah, no, his friends paid for it. Okay, then you're all right.
He went down the local pub.
And watched them that way. Okay, UFC, Zuffa, it was all proper. Nah, I do the same, man. Fuck that. It's gone up in price. It's like $70.
Oh, they can go for stuff.
I'm not going to pay $70 to watch just trash.
You'd want to have 4 title fights.
Yeah,
the number 1 contenders fight, 10 fight main card, and then I'll pay for it.
Yeah, the one time I'll pay, it'll just be all decisions.
Exactly. Yeah.
Not doing it.
I think one of the last ones I did actually pay for was because we kept trying to on my KO, we kept trying to watch it at the same time. So it might have been this last year. It might have been the last Izzy fight.
Yeah, I think it was.
Always good. He's one of my favourites. I always try and watch that. It was the same. Like anytime McGregor fought, which is good because he only fought once a year, so he only ever had to buy one pay-per-view a year.
$50 a year.
Yeah.
But
that's when McGregor.
That's when everybody. Yeah.
That era I paid for most of the pay-per-views.
She got the UFC pumping for the casual fan a bit, but then McGregor just took it to that.
Yeah. Took it and ran with it, eh?
Yeah, for sure. And he's good to watch. He's exciting. I don't think he was as good as people think, but
I think his thing what made it, like you said, accessible to the mainstream people was you knew about McGregor and his come up, and then once he was there, you could finally talk about people with it because the common folk didn't know about it, but then all of a sudden everyone was a UFC fan. It was just great to talk about it.
Oh man, in the streets or at the gym, and everyone was just talking about it. Or the most random people were like, "Oh yeah, you watching McGregor fights?" Or they would say, "Oh, what would they say? Do you like UFC?" I'm like, "Mate." Oh, yep, McGregor, yep. No.
Yeah, all of a sudden, everyone was a UFC expert.
Yeah,
I watched 2 McGregor fights. Yeah, I know everything.
Oh man, it is true. We'll have what we'll do. We'll just have a quick. We'll have a quick look at the
I'll
main.
Be back in 1 sec, man.
All right, man.
Keep going, though. Keep going. I'll be back.
Get that main card up.
Yeah, nobody would wait for you, Daniel. To be honest, you won't be able to see it, but I'll read it out. So, the main card, it starts with Dan Hooker and the Claudio. I don't know how to say his last name, Puales or something like that. Obviously, Dan Hooker, if you've kept up with he's been. I think he's lost. He's in the Adesanya camp. He's maybe two or three losses in a row now. I think he lost to
the top dogs.
Yeah, he lost to Islam on a short notice fight. He's now the champion. Who got him? Michael Chandler. Chandler knocked him out. So he's fought the.
Poirier beat him as well. Just quickly, his opponent's no slouch. His opponent's fucking a top quality fighter. They've given him a bit of a lower ranking guide to see how he goes. I reckon just get him back up to that top 10, top 7 sort of fighters. But
I'm not saying
he's quality. He's absolutely quality. Not that you were saying he wasn't. I'm just saying he's a great fighter.
He's 13-2, man.
Yeah.
So that's
Hooker isn't going in underestimating him at all.
I know who he is. He's the knee bar guy.
He's a beast.
He's like knee barred everybody. He just beat Clay Guida as well.
Yeah, but that guy's like, come on now.
Yeah, he's getting on a bit. Isn't he?
Come on.
All right, so I'll give you. Who do you reckon then? Ace? How did it?
I'll go with Hooker.
You go with Hooker? Yeah. I'm saying
they want to start the Hooker's starting to be a fan favorite, and he's great. But he's never going to be on that level. He'll just be pretty good for
a gatekeeper.
I definitely want Hooker to win. Like, a big fan of Dan Hooker. I love his fight style. But if he comes out and hasn't made any changes, he's not going to get anywhere. He needs to come out and see visible changes in either his striking or his fight IQ or something different. Because if he goes in guns blazing, he's going to get caught.
All he has to do is keep it. Just keep it. Like, I'm telling you, this bloke. I watched highlights on him this morning. To be honest, and knee bar after knee bar. So as long as it doesn't go, if Dan Hooker can utilize his height, but I said this last week. I think, Daniel. I said I'm backing Dan Hooker to bounce back anyway.
Yeah, definitely. I'm hoping that.
Dan's all round.
And then the next one, this would be his last fight too. It's Frankie Edgar versus Chris Gutierrez.
They didn't give him a good goodbye fight. Definitely, this guy's he's a bit of a machine.
Is he?
Yeah. There's a good chance here that Frankie's in for a war. And the way Frankie's he's looking old. I don't know if he's looking at the press conference today. It's the first time I looked at Frankie and thought, wow, he's different. He looks old finally. It's taken 15 years, but he's looking old.
Yeah. He man, when he was on top of his game, Edgar was an absolute beast.
Yeah, man. How long ago was he fighting, man? Like, fuck, it feels like it's been
the wars he had.
Yeah, the Maynard Wars, man. Jesus.
He would just get bashed the fuck out of every time.
That first round, was it of the first Maynard fight? And he got knocked down like 5 times.
And he's just doing roll follies around the octagon.
And then he stopped him, didn't he, in the end?
Yeah. I think Maynard tied himself out a bit as well.
Yeah. That was nuts. I'm going to go. Oh, it's hard, man. When was it like? I'll tell you when Frankie Edgar last won.
2020, 2019 or something.
I reckon.
Yeah, so he beat 2020. Beat Pedro Munoz.
That's a good win, and then
that's a good win.
Round and gets a couple losses. It's not.
It was a round. So it was a 5-rounder decision.
Kicked in the face or some shit. Was that by Cheeto?
Cheeto, yeah.
Yeah, that was savage. That changed his whole facial construction.
His face
was that
was the same. What's his name? Gave him. He got hit with a flying knee against Corey Sandhagen.
Yeah,
brutal fucking knockout. No one played, man.
He's one of them, I think Father Time, like sort of like what we saw with Chuck Liddell.
Yeah, John Anik put it perfectly today when he said, like, Chuck Liddell was the most loved fan favorite guy until Frankie Edgar. Yeah, and it's the same thing. And he even mentioned we're going to have to enjoy his last walk, but he doesn't walk; he runs to the ring. So we're going to have a quick 20-second jog to the ring and enjoy it.
I think this one will be a pretty easy one. What do you reckon, Ace? Who you got?
Edgar will win, and then he'll retire. He'll use his.
Yeah, this is his swan song. That's it.
You going? Yeah. I'll swing with you two boys, and I'll go Frankie as well. And then we got what they're calling, or what Michael Chandler is calling, the people's main event, and that's Dustin Poirier versus Michael Chandler. And we all know what we're going to get with this one.
I'd agree on the people's main event if it wasn't for the fact that Adesanya and Pereira is such a hyped fight.
I'm actually excited by this fight, to be honest.
This one's wild, man.
Dustin beats him. Dustin is the better fighter.
If he can, it'll be the striking. The thing with Dustin, you got to get him out early, or you're in for a long night. If you can't stop him, you're in for a long night. Conor McGregor found that out the hard way, especially with the new. If you haven't been fighting for a long time, or you've been out of it, you've been in a few wars, you're going to find out just how tough you are against Dustin Poirier.
Because they both get hit a lot in their fight.
Yeah.
But they both
Chandler and. Yeah.
If Chandler doesn't get him out in the first, then I've got Poirier all night long.
So the thing that might help Chandler is it's 3 rounds.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. Like, I don't know, just the pace he puts on. But then Poirier's boxing is far superior than Chandler's. If he lands the jab and over, he's going to stop him. Sorry, what's that, Ace?
I reckon he's going to use his wrestling or try to.
Yeah, which we haven't really seen that much.
Yeah, I reckon he goes for the knockout in the first. If
well,
it doesn't,
Tony Ferguson was actually beating him until he done that. Face.
Oh yeah, that first round was Tony Ferguson, and the second round he come out and he just freaking turned him into a bloody goblin, man. Look at that photo.
Oh, that's such a good kick. That replay in slow mo is not a better kick I've seen.
No, that was perfect. I think if Chandler wins, he'll call out McGregor. I've seen him something today. He wants to welcome McGregor.
Yeah.
But the thing is, you got to be careful what you wish for. He's the perfect opponent. You have a look at who McGregor fought on the way up, and it's all wrestlers with an overhand right, and he just sneaks that left in. And Chandler, I don't see anything different between Eddie Alvarez and Chad Mendez than I do with Michael Chandler. A bit more explosive, Chandler, but he gets hit, man. He gets hit. Like, he is a wrestling punching bag.
You don't have to worry about McGregor, man. He's going to heavyweight, that guy.
Oh yeah,
he's 190 right now.
I seen a photo. It was a side by side from his first UFC fight, and it was just like, Jesus Christ! And that last one with no beard, and he's got fucking tree trunks for legs. Jesus Christ, man!
He took bulking too serious.
He did. He looks completely different. All right. So who we got? Who we got?
Dustin will win.
Dustin, do you reckon stoppage second round?
Oh man, that is so hard. No, I reckon it's going to be a war. We'll go all the way.
Ooh, and split decision, or unanimous.
I reckon he's just better.
Yeah.
2 rounds to 1, Dustin. I'll go.
Nice, Daniel.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. My head says Poirier because he's a better fighter, but I want Chandler to win. I'm not the biggest fan of Poirier, to be honest. I don't know. Maybe it's because he smashed McGregor a couple times, but I don't know. Maybe it's his hot sauce. I don't know. I'm just not a big fan. But my head says Poirier, so I'll go Poirier by decision. I don't think I don't know. I don't think he finishes him. I agree it's a war. I hope for a war. All
right. Well, I planted the seed there because I wanted somebody to come along with me, but I'm going to go as much as I'm the same with you, Daniel. He belted up McGregor twice, and I just can't have it.
Yeah,
he was one of but I'm going to. I can't let it go. I'm going to say Poirier, and I'm going to say stoppage in the second. It'll be like a T.
Happen.
And I don't think it's going to be like a knockout. It'll be a TKO. It'll just be.
I think if it's a crazy fight and there's some craziness to it, it's Chandler knocking him out. Because I think if Poirier knocks him out, you're like, I thought he might knock him out. Yeah. I feel like if Chandler knocks him out in extreme fashion, you're going to look back and think, wow, Chandler actually did that.
You just got to don't let him. I think don't let him get settled in there. Exactly like the first fight with McGregor, and he was throwing the wheel kicks and stuff, and he was just like, "What the fuck's going on?"
The jab. His jab is elite. His jab would translate to boxing. It's that good. It just sets you off. Every time he lands it, any sort of rhythm any fighter has, it's halted because they're like, "Wow, I don't want to get hit in the nose again. I don't want to hit you in the nose again." And then same thing, they might get a little bit of momentum, and Poirier just smacks him again. His jab is beautiful. It's beautiful to watch.
Well, marry his jab then, mate. You love Poirier so much.
Yeah,
but I'm going to go. I'll go. Yeah, TKO second round. He'll swarm him. He'll get clipped. Chandler's going to get clipped at any stage. Poirier will get clipped, but Chandler will get clipped in the second, and it'll fall up against the cage. This is how in depth I'm going with my pick, Daniel. He'll fall up against the cage, and Poirier will TKO him in the second.
How long is he in hospital for?
Overnight.
All right, now we're up to the real fan fight of the night. Let's go.
Is it? Not my.
This is the hardcore MMA fans fight of the night.
Carla Esparza.
Esparza.
And Wheelie Zhang. Man, I've got I'm just going to start this off, man, and I fucking can't stand.
Destroy this stupid bitch. And I hate them. Fucking hate them both. Do you remember how does Sparza get the fucking title? You watch that shit?
Don't
fight in history.
Don't bring it up. Daniel never uses Facebook. He literally only posts maybe once every year, and it's the same thing over and over again. Tell him, Daniel.
Every year, once or twice a year for the past 4 years, I'll post Thug Rose when she wins. And that's it. She's my favorite fighter. Like, doesn't matter, man or woman, she's my favorite fighter.
Yeah, I flogged off a few to her. Why not? Gives a shit.
Give that ball a rub.
Yeah, I like to think that Pat Berry takes care of her, but I think I could probably do a better job.
Oh, he definitely looks like the nurturing type.
Oh man, you're talking about people I hate. That's another one. Barry, loser. And then he. Shit.
He groomed her. Apparently, if you ask Sean Strickland. Yeah, I know. I like. Oh, I don't even want.
Brown. No, I'll go with TKO actually.
Who's that, Weili?
Yeah, Weili. Yeah.
I'm not. Yeah, I just guessed her last name to be honest.
Yeah, I don't. I'm not a big fan of either one of them. My favorite has always been young Jacek in that division anyway.
She just got released. I know she retired.
She's retired, yeah.
Yeah.
But I freaked Daniel out. Remember when Weili Zhang just left that big hematoma on her head? And I said I would crazy. And I said I would still smash.
She's my least favorite fighter in that division, to be honest. Yeah. The boogie woman coming for you. The boogie woman.
I've got. I think Weili Zhang by complete and utter demoralisation. Exactly what young Jacek did to Carla Esparza. She's not. Okay, she's not. I don't think she's up for it, man. She just got like.
She's got what?
Oh, she just. I don't know. Thug Rose just froze up for some reason. She not 10 times out of 10. Like so, she's lost to her twice now. But seriously, she could honestly kick her head off.
Yeah,
legit.
If she decided to strike, she beats her every day. She didn't. For some reason, she just didn't strike that match. But
good wrestlers.
I don't know. Yeah, the wrestling, exactly right. Wrestlers sort of make you freeze up sometimes, and she's renowned for having those sort of moments. Like that's why she screams at herself, saying, "I'm the best. I'm the best." It's to get herself psyched up. It's not to try and get everyone else thinking, "Oh, she's the best." It's literally a psych thing. Yeah, it's a mental problem she has. It's a block she has where she just can't engage with wrestlers. I don't know what it is. But back to the Carla fight. I'm going to go the opposite way. I'm going for Carla. I don't want Weili to win. I don't.
How does Carla win?
I think she wrestles her. I think she's genuinely a better wrestler and better on the ground. We haven't seen Weili on the ground much.
Can we do live?
I think she
live betting.
That?
I can't see it happening, man. If you're right, I'm going to be mind blown.
Well, I think I don't know. It's one of those ones with my head and my heart. But I think Zhang could knock her out, like what you said. But I just feel like Carla's going to wrestle her for like 5 rounds. She's going to wrestle her down, wear her down. She's not going to have punching power. Carla wins it. The division's boring again. They bring Rose back for another one. That's my hope. I just want Rose to come back. That's the only reason. But I don't know. Carla's a great wrestler. She is good. And her striking, she's no slouch. She doesn't strike a lot. Weili has to come in and bombard her and get her out early. Because if it's a 5-round fight, Carla's winning it. I guarantee it.
She's making bloody chow mein out of her, mate.
Isn't that Korean?
Is it? Megarine. I don't know. It's an Asian dish.
Delicacy.
Wouldn't say delicacy. But, all right. So we've got 2 smashes and 1 pass.
Carla wins by decision. That's my tip.
All right. And all right, so let's do this last one, and it's the big one: Izzy versus Alex. As you know, if anyone has followed him, Pierre has got him twice now in the kickboxing world, which is a completely different world, and it was so long ago.
Yeah,
I can't see. Well. Yes, bigger. I can't see it happening, but like. This is a lot's on the line. I don't think Alex has got much. He hasn't got much to lose. It's his 4th fight in the UFC.
Fourth, yeah.
But after seeing like the stare downs and stuff today in the press conference, he kept saying he knows, like Alex, Izzy knows something. He keeps going, I've got something for him. He's not ready for.
Yeah. Izzy tends to talk a lot, though. Who knows if he does or doesn't.
Imagine if he just goes down there.
Maybe he's thinking about the gloves, because this is a thing that people don't realise. Yes, Pereira beat him twice. Once was a decision and once was a knockout after Adesanya had rocked him already. And if you go back and watch the fight, Adesanya had him on the ropes. If Herb Dean's the ref in that fight, it probably gets stopped. That's how close it was. He literally had him in the corner beating him. And then Pereira comes out in the second, and I think Adesanya was overconfident. So he stood in the pocket and went to go to exchange, and Pereira's got that beautiful left hook. It's a fucking amazing punch. You've seen it with Strickland. You've seen it in his kickboxing career. If you've gone back and watched his fights, his left hook is something most fighters can't get their whole career.
That's huge, man.
Pereira's a massive 185er. He is huge. I reckon he walks around almost 215, 220 before he starts to lose weight. He's a massive guy.
About Adesanya, man, he's so good. He's been talking. He has an excuse every fight now. I know something. I feel like it's all bullshit again.
I agree.
Doesn't know.
I agree.
Imagine he just goes in there and just double leg takes there.
This is the thing. Like, that's the thing of this fight, right? Like, for Adesanya, if he does go in there and knock him out, everyone's going to say Pereira wasn't this, he wasn't ready, he wasn't all that he's meant to be. Right? So Adesanya he can't win no matter what he does. But if he does go in there and knock him out crazy, at least us who knows, is a bit more into the fight game, realize how big of a win it is.
The only way I give him respect is if he knocks him out.
I agree.
Decision, man. Yeah, will never be no weight goat. Nothing like that.
If it's a decision with 60 punches both ways, it's a boring ass 5-round fight that he's just squeaked out a decision in. He's got to, for his legacy, for his whole career, he's got to knock him out.
And Whittaker can punch and whoever else. What is it? How do you say the other guy's name? Cannonier? I don't know how to say it.
Cannonier,
yeah. But look how he fought them. Now he's actually fighting a dangerous striker.
Yeah.
He's not.
Well, what happened?
That's all right. We'll keep talking.
He'll get back in.
He'll jump back in.
But even the decision could have been 50-50. We'll just get. You're still recording, yeah?
Yeah. That's all good.
Yeah. I was going to say, so even his decisions are 50-50, like the first fight they had with Adesanya. Really could have gone either way. And like I said, that second fight where he does knock him, he had him in the first. There's definitely referees out there that are stopping that fight in the first. But then again, he came back and won. So then there's also, the call, like maybe, that's why you don't stop fights early. It's going to be good either way. Shit.
We're having a bit of technical
Too many turkeys.
Too many turkeys. That's hilarious. But it's all good. Maybe, but a little bit.
We'll keep going. What is there anything you've seen in the fight or what? Have you rewatched the first fight they had, like the first kickboxing match?
Yeah, I've had a little look.
Because that was definitely close. Like, people love to say he beat him twice, but it was a lot closer. Like, could have gone either way. Pereira did a little bit more damage. And yeah, it's just that Adesanya standing in the pocket. I don't think he does that. I think he says, I've got something for it. I think he's hoping Pereira comes at him. But the problem is, what if he doesn't? What if he stands in the middle and waits for Adesanya? It's one of those ones where if he does what Adesanya wants him to do, sure, he's going to get him. He's going to counter him. But what if Pereira just stands in the middle of the octagon? You're going to have to go at him. It's I don't know. It's a tough call.
It is. I can't wait for it, but
yeah, look, we'll do we'll get another podcast on Saturday with Jason.
Yeah. So, and
Sunday specialist will be back.
Yeah, Mr. Roast Beef himself, the Sunday specialist. So while we're waiting for Ace to jump back on, very hectic schedule for us Gas Bros this weekend. So we're going to obviously one tonight. Then we got we're going to do one Saturday night and then the one on the Sunday. Now, let's just see what happens here.
I'll just keep talking while we're waiting anyway.
Yeah. Just
no, just because I don't know. This fight it's really is a bigger fight than I feel like it's been publicized. I don't feel like there's enough people talking about this fight. It's hyped, but it should be everywhere how big of a fight this is for Adesanya. This is a career-defining fight. The problem is if he loses, unless he loses by knockout, if say that Adesanya loses by decision, they're going to run it back straight away. If Pereira wins by knockout, they're less likely to run it back, which keeps the division moving. He can fight Whittaker. He can fight anybody then. You think they got this fight now. Whittaker fights in, was it January or February fights?
February down here in Perth.
Yeah, February. So then that pretty much builds up that next fight, whoever it's going to be. If it's Pereira, it makes the division more exciting. If it's Adesanya, he's ran through the division. There's nothing left for him. He's not going to go up and fight at 205 again because he's fighting bigger guys than what Jan Blachowicz is. So, you know, it kind of kills the division if Adesanya wins, but at the same time adds to his legacy. For me, if he beats Pereira now, after everything, after the 2 losses, after coming up, you know, pretty much undefeated at middleweight. Well, not pretty much. He is undefeated at middleweight since he joined UFC. And he beats Pereira, he's the middleweight GOAT. Silva is my GOAT, but if Adesanya wins this weekend, he's up there. I consider him a GOAT.
Yeah, same. We'll have a bit more in depth anyway when we'll get Jason to talk about it and stuff like that. Sorry to anybody that's listening. I don't know what's happening with Ace. I'm sorry, man. Like it's just not loading back up for him.
We'll get him on as well. We'll get him back on after the.
No, it's been
if he wants to. Yeah,
no, it was a great episode so far with him, and he knows a lot of stuff about what we know about, which is good to have on.
Coming up to footy, we'll get him on as well, and then, like you said, we haven't even talked about Ultimate Footy, which is our main thing we do during the footy season.
Yeah, I think Ace would probably like that. But we'll just say thanks to Ace for jumping on. Yeah. It was actually, it was a pleasure to have him on. A bit of technical difficulty for the first time, but
all right. We're still working.
We're still doing it. This is this is the 7th episode, and you know we're doing really well. Well, I think we're doing really well. So let us go with all the pipes: Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube. We're all on there. Spotify. Give us a like, follow, all that jazz. Merch. You can't see it, but I'm wearing a Gas Bros podcast shirt.
I'll put that up.
I can
Clip it, Brad.
I gotta clip it. Actually, love that. It's good quality shirts. Oh, and yeah. Oh, he's back.
I don't know what happened.
It's all good. We just panned it a little bit. Talked about the Izzy fight. We thanked you for coming on. We plugged a little.
We'll get his pick. What's your pick for that?
Yeah.
He's doing the fake freeze. He's doing.
5 rounds is a long time, isn't it?
25 minutes.
Yeah, I think Adesanya finishes him in the 4th TKO.
Oh, that's a
long
goal.
Yeah, I like that.
You brother, fight IQ.
Yeah, that's decisive, man. That's a good pick.
That is one thing he's just said there. Fight IQ. That is a big one because MMA is a different game from kickboxing. Pereira definitely had him in the kickboxing exchanges. MMA is a different game. And like you say, Izzy talks a lot of shit and says, I've got something. Maybe it is the fact that MMA is a bit of a different game.
Yeah.
I know how his Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is. Normally Brazilians are pretty good at it.
Yeah, some of them. Yeah, it's such a weird thing. The Brazilian fighters, like some of them are just like real, like they've got the black belt, but they just are like awesome strikers, so you never see it. And then the other ones are just like wizards on them.
Are black belts but lay on their back, and then you got like Charles Oliveira, where he'll climb you like a monkey and snap your fucking arm with you.
Yeah, well, it's interesting actually because the limited sample size we have, we definitely haven't seen him fight off his back yet.
I reckon that takes him down.
That'd be interesting.
That's what I want to see. That'd be hilarious.
Get in there, maybe second, third round. Yeah.
Shit, that'd almost be more incredible than a knockout. I reckon he gets him down and chokes him.
I don't see it as like a double leg. I'm thinking more like a trip.
Yeah, a trip.
Either way, that adds different volumes to the fight.
Get him thinking, man. Hit some trips, and that'll get Pereira thinking. Like, fuck. Every time I seem to close the distance, I'm getting tripped on my fucking hole here. So we'll see. We'll see.
We see Izzy in the pocket. I reckon he gets dropped. You see him. I don't reckon. I reckon he's got 2 exchanges max in the pocket, and Pereira's landed one.
And we will see. We'll see. What's that? Sorry.
Did you call around?
Yeah. Oh, did you make a pick, Daniel?
Oh no, I didn't actually. I can't remember now. Too many turkeys.
Yeah, I think you said that. Keep going. We'll just give us a quick one.
Yeah, we'll go. Yeah.
Give us a quick pick.
Fake
Fergus.
Yes, you, Daniel.
I've done
mine. Oh, me. Okay, yeah. Sorry. No. Yeah, so I think... Oh, it's a tough one. I think for legacy and everything, I want Adesanya to win. I want him to win. But for interest in division, Pereira. But if I'm literally just going to stick to a tip, I want Adesanya to win. And I reckon it has to be a second or third round KO. I don't know about fourth. I don't know if he goes a distance because Pereira is just so big and so strong.
Yeah, I'm going to go Adesanya decision. And on that note, we'll say, have you got what's the plans for Cooby in 2023 in a nutshell? There, Ace. I know you guys have been trying to push it on the social pipes that we've got with the Colts. Trying to get some Colts players down there.
Yeah, I just think continue to take it to the next level, man. Put you in the right direction. Now, instead of like begging people to come, it's becoming a destination where people want to come. Like good players who I know who have played at big clubs are like, "Oh, can I come there?" And if that was 6 years, we would have sucked this guy off just to have him play for us. So
line him up.
Fucking some of the events that we got going on, we're going to plan a Cooby day and maybe get all past, present players and kids and everything and have a big game, like a scratchy at the club.
Yeah, that'd be sweet.
Not much plans. Women,
let us know. We'll get it out there and we'll get trying. Whoever's listening, get down to Cooby.
But I want a version of the rough, man.
Yeah, you want to jump on someone's shoulders.
I said he rucked. I never said he rucked good. Nah, but having said that, he's out of the 2 goals. That one, his second one did. I do remember. I do sort of remember the Leroy one, but the second one was against the East Fremantle ruckman. Daniel somehow snuck forward and sharked another goal.
Chopped him up.
Maybe we can get him out there one more time.
Yeah, let's do it.
What else? Got a big Cooby, like a Cooby end of year thing, which I've been trying to do for the last few years, but it never happens because people aren't allowed to do fuck all because they're pussies.
You've got the. You've got the man. We haven't. I think we talked about it so many times. We never follow through, and it just ends up stop. Was the you got an actual end of season trip.
Yeah, well, it's just Lowbrook Dam. It's an hour and a half away, but to say I'm pretty sure there's about 20 coming. That's a pretty big deal.
That's a pretty big deal, man. That's a pretty big deal.
That never happens at Curb Love. It's something really cool.
Unless you win a flag and then everybody's fucking around.
Fucking when we won it was like one night, a little bit the next day.
I didn't fucking Luke. Luke didn't live it down, but he the year that we won the 2013 one. We taped him to the chairs, man, because he was like, "No, I'm going to a party." And we're like, "Yeah, how can you go to a party, mate? We just fucking won the flag.
This is the party."
Yeah, this is the party. And we held him down and we taped him to a chair and left him on top of a table.
That's good.
Yeah, I was like, how can you leave, man? We just we only lost one game for the whole year, and we just
Luke probably deserves a tape into a chair any other time anyway.
But on that note, we'll leave it at that. Thanks for coming on it, Ace. It was great. This is one of the most fun. We've only done 7, but this is one of the funniest and one of the funner ones. I'm not too I had a lot of fun. I'll just say that.
Thanks for having me. As I think I mentioned to you, man, I think podcasts are fucking awesome. I listen to them a lot. I just like to fucking hear people talk about sport because I love it so much.
Yeah, well, you're off. I said, let's get you back on. We'll get you on for after the weigh-ins or something, or when the footy season gets closer, we'll get you on.
I'm keen, man. Obviously, Brad, you know that I fucking me and Monica on the Cooby social media, so maybe we can fucking get you a shout out and give you a few more likes and followers.
Yeah, man. Well, you're on it, mate. So you're gonna have to share. This is part of your job now. You're an honorary guest brother. So anytime I've got a funny photo, I'll send it to you after. It's of the Essendon press conference with all our faces on it. If you haven't noticed, when I do podcasts, I do the funny little pictures like that.
I've seen it. I'll buy a shirt and I'll represent.
Yeah, just
we'll get some stickers sent out as well.
If you want to know, man, fucking go to the Instagram and hit the one link to rule them all, Daniel? And on there, on the link tree, is the podcast stuff. There's tank tops, Ace, if you just want to run around with the guns out.
Summer, I've been trying to grow the cannon, so I think I'll go.
There's
skipped guns and went straight to cannons.
Fucking huge, mate. Fucking Conor McGregor. Heavyweight. How do you do this? Live stream it? You clip it?
What's that, sorry?
Do you live stream this, or do you clip it, or is the whole video saved?
So it's just it's audio mainly, and then I save the backup as a video, and then I just make little clips like that. If you've seen our Instagram and stuff and the TikToks, I just I'll take little bits and then I'll make some clips. It's just it's just a learning process. I want to get to a point where I don't even need this. We just have a fucking 3 or 4 cameras set up and 3 or 4 mics set up, and then we just and then we all just sit around and do it, man, instead of having to do it online.
Yeah, fucking nice.
That's the goal, man. We
maybe get a nice clip or something out of what we've talked about, especially if it's a pub. And as I said, I'll post it.
We'll get one. We'll get one up. We've got to get you on, man. I think you're the best looking bloke we've had on so far.
I know, man.
Sex on wheels.
Cameron, old top C, he's a good looking bloke, but you're right up there too, Ace. So thank you, thank you for coming on. It's been a blast. We'll definitely have you on again, man. That was fun. We'll talk more football, more fighting. It's been great.
Fucking, if you ever want any of the players or someone like that, fucking hit them up, or I can try and convince them for you.
Yeah, well, when it gets a bit closer, we'll I'm going to talk to some of the girls. We'll get a girl on, Daniel, and we'll have a chat about
get the women's league going.
Yeah,
I'll
talk about the women's.
Robert Whittaker for you, and I'll see.
Bobby Knuckles.
Bobby Knuckles. That's what we're trying to do, bud. We're trying to get Bobby. Funny story about that. I reached out to his management team. I haven't told you this, Daniel, but they emailed me back.
No, what'd they say?
How much they charge?
Well, they haven't said anything. I sort of cowered, and I haven't written back yet.
Left them on scene.
I've left them on scene. Just let them know that, it's no big deal. But they were just like,
How many
here he is
followers?
here. Hi, Bradley. I would like to know who you are, what your podcast is, and see and hear links, etc. before I can consider anything. Just your name and that you have a podcast is not enough info. Thanks.
Bit harsh.
It was a little bit, but I'll tell you what, mate. I'm coming for you. I'm coming. His name
Bobby
is Titus.
Knuckles.
Bobby
We're coming,
Knuckles,
Bobby.
bud. We want to, I tagged, I've been.
You're here in Perth in February. Just come see us.
Yeah, come see us.
You're going to be here anyway.
Exactly right. Exactly right. And on that note, we're coming for you, Bubby. We see you, bud. Thanks again, Ace. All the best.
Thanks, Ace.
And we'll talk soon.
Thanks, boys. Have a good one. Thanks for having me.